Thinking. Well, let's put it this way. Thinking is not always your friend. And in the world that we're in now, thinking is really prized. Thinking is king. But actually, thinking can get in your way sometimes.
So how do we usually think about thinking? Most commonly, we identify with thoughts and feelings automatically, even taking them to be a direct reflection of who we are and our reality.
It's interesting how we usually think about thinking in Western culture. We usually take thinking for granted and assume that thoughts have some direct correlation with some external reality.
We tend to believe the things that our mind issues up, as actual facts.
It's common to believe that a thought that comes is somehow a reflection of ourself or of our reality. So a thought comes, a feeling comes, and that says something about me, You are what you think.
When we relate to thinking in this way, the consequences for something like depression couldn't be bigger.
When you're actually in these negative storms that can last months and even years, it's very hard to think that it's possible to step outside of it. It is your world.
A woman I've worked with for a while who is bright and accomplished and extremely self-critical and has had serious problems with depression. She's aware of this constant barrage of self-criticism and self-judgment, which she used to believe without question. If she had a thought about how horrible she was, then she must be horrible.
As we approach thoughts in this particular way, it becomes easy, frighteningly easy, to be swept away by whatever content is rising in the mind, especially when we're not paying attention. When we momentarily lose touch with ourselves, one teacher observes, we can fall into a robot-like way of seeing and thinking and doing. It's in these moments that we can find ourselves, in a sense, taken hostage and carried away by the thought stream. In times like these, our lives can be run almost entirely by our thinking, and we often don't even realize it.
So if you look carefully at what it feels like for a depressed person in states where they'd say they're having a lot of depressogenic thoughts, in many ways the systems of attention are being hijacked by certain kinds of mental content, right? So the thought no matter what you're trying, the thought is what you're paying attention to, right? No matter what else is happening in your life, the attention is latched onto that thought in this kind of focused attention way.
Thoughts in and of themselves are fine. They're innocuous, they're just thoughts. But when all you have is thoughts, when your whole experience is characterized by this unbroken stream of thoughts, they just start to beat in on you.
We kind of take it for granted that people are thinking all the time and kind of in this like rodent hamster wheel in their head. And it's as if reality is just this constant stream of thinking that we're identified with and that we kind of contract around, but we don't really have any choice, and life is just kind of like that. And that noise externally is reflected in here. They got a whole symphony of voices talking junk to them all day.
Anyone else ever had a whole symphony of junk playing in their head all day? Me too.